Hola, ¿cómo estás? Here we go. So, it kind of looks pretty. It kind of looks cute. Kind of looks pretty. Kind of looks cute. Um, so we have the floating bits. I don't recall exactly what we wanted to do. Let me check. I haven't had my playtester in for a little while. So yeah, we're still at this. Um, you know what? I could test to see. First of all, this C is C. The letter C currently is not useful, so we're just going to delete that. I think it just needed a signal to emit, but I just would rather start from scratch. So what we're going to do, um, I'm wondering if it would be beneficial to have multiple practice levels. Ow, mother of pearl. 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 Okay. Oof. I'm good. Everything's fine. Lord. All right. That hurt. All right. So what we're doing now. What we're doing now is what I think to do, because the whole idea is to get my kiddo to interact with it quick, fun as possible. We also talked about in the last session the importance of impact in making something more fun. Um, which brought us to what we thought, and I may have a note on this. Not OBS. That was not what I wanted to open up. Give me a moment. Um, so yeah, we have notes on this. So the first step that we wanted to do, and I'm wondering, yeah, because if I can make it fun with one, then it should be fun with all of them. And then at that point, we'll also fix the camera so that way you don't go beyond what is acceptable visible frame. Like as of right now, what we have for how do I do this? There we go. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah. As of right now, what we have for I lost my train of thought, so pardon. Um, yeah, if we can make it fun for one, we can make it fun for all of them. So we'll just start with A, since luckily A already is all hooked up and the signal is already sent out. We click here. This is just me talking it out loud. Clicking to the area node, then we click to node. Then we see where that connection is. We double click that, brings us to where we're at. So if the body that we collide with is the player, and then that's perfect because in this signal receiving of the signal, we have everything that we'll need to make it fun. This is where we'll put the fun, the impact. So the impact, I don't know why I'm trying to go off of memory. Well, let me try to go off of memory. Impact is like a color change, or music. Pardon. Where are you? Nope, that's not what I need. That's not what I need at all. Uno momento, uno momento, por favor. Por favor. Uno momento. Uno momento. I gotta practice with my list, but I fell off with that. I need. Oh boy, oh boy. There we go. Okay, there it Okay. So we had a color change, something spawning into the environment, screen shake. So I think, what is the most visceral for a kid? I think the most visceral and non-ethereal, if you will, is simply a particle effect and screen shake and yeah, particle effect and screen shake. And then maybe we can add a shader that has a like a woo type of deal. So writing that down. Oh, I also had our original was to create this explosion effect. So we'll continue along this line. Right? Because we'll do, yeah, two things. One is the bursting particle effect. So we'll do that. Particle spawn and circle noise, yeah. So I think that's how we landed in the last session with these particle effects for the snow. So what we're gonna do, oh, I forgot to say that I was streaming. You gotta believe in you before anyone else believes in you, dog. Ain't that the truth? You speak the true. I mean, nope. Christmas song? I should have done this before stream, so that's my bad. I'm gonna do my best to make this as quick as possible. This is not fun to look at, so let me do this as because I'm a professional, guys. Be right back. pardon that delay. So we're back, and what we're doing is adding juice, as we talked about, to the game, and we decided that we were going to go with a particle effect. Now, a particle effect, I feel, do I have one on here? Or is there just collision on the particle effects? Doesn't look like there's collision. Yeah, it looks like some are spawning at A. Easy way to test this. Perhaps not as easy as I thought. Yeah, okay. So where is that? Ah, here. Take that off. Well, I don't need to take it off per se, but we should move it away. Whoops. We should move this letter away so we can work with it. Now, I think the conventional wisdom is to create a scene for this and then work on it from there. But the thing I haven't yet figured out is connecting, like when it comes to signals, how to incorporate that. I suppose as I say it, the most logical way to go about it would be to just hard code it, if you will, rather than utilizing the UI of Godot and connecting the signals like this to write in the sending and receiving of a signal. That would make the most sense. So I answered my own question. Now it is just for me to do it, which I'm not going to do right now. Inspector. We have the amount. The shape is a spear. Let's increase the radius of it. Maybe we don't need to increase the radius of it. What we need is... Perhaps, yeah, that makes sense. So let's play the animation. So it goes big and then... So... What we need... Time... We're able to make this 0.5. Only emits one. Come on. If true, only one emission cycle happens. If set true during a cycle, emission will stop at the cycle's end. So I think we'll call this, right? Unless... Well, either way, we need to work on it here. So let's change that and what we're looking for. Oh, explosiveness. Speed. I don't know about that. That's cool. Kind of like wind. That's cool. But for the sake of an explosion, it should, if they're equal on both sides, just as a square. Oh no, it's a coordinate x and y value. Okay. So what we're looking for is if they're both 0, it's, well, yeah, it should be a contained one. So that is right. Orbital velocity, potentially. $10. $3. $100. I don't know if it should be that many. Let's do 30. Okay, and then radical angle scale. Cool. That looks cool as hell. That looks cool as hell. And that is caused by the gravity for the particles being set to 0, so happening in the same space. The spread being 45. And what I think is the real juice of this is the orbital velocity. Of course, the scale amount, like again, that goes hard, but too high, I think. Now, pardon. Now I think it's the time for scale, and we'll set this to even 2. Alright, so scale amount is gonna trump minimum. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is the maximum. Okay. Does that have an internal animation? Because it's saying animation here. Hold on. Okay. Here at the beginning frame, we should have it off. Hold on. Emitting is off. And then midway through this frame. Oh. I need a better chair. Oh, I'm getting a better chair. That's great. Pardon. So we don't need animation speed. What we need is the, not sprite scale, but midway point. So at in the beginning it's, oh wait, is this actually showing? There's a way to go frame by frame, no? And then at this point, we should turn emission back on. Oh, well then it, yeah, no, because then it leaves the scene. At this point, we turn emission on. And what else do we do? We also, oops. I did not turn it on. Now on. Now this frame. And then we increase the lifetime. And I mean, maybe it should be one shot versus the other one, but fuck it. This is fine for now. What we need is a larger radius of the doesn't feel like an explosion though. Feels like a it looks cool, but if I turn this on and off, okay, I take it back. But what will also help with it, I'm gonna change the color a bit. Where's the color? Okay. Well, you know what? It should be pink for the letters. Duh. Duh. Alright. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be able to be quote unquote intelligent enough to look past the blue. Yeah, it's not gonna look past the blue. Alright. So I need alphabet. Nope, nope, nope. I need the color. I need the color to be this pink. Okay. So with the sprite on, did I turn the sprite off? I'm confused. Oh no, I'm at the end of the frame. Then we'll add a shader. We'll add a shader to kind of add to the kaboom of it. And we're looking for a Shockwave.
Hello everyone, it's Snowy here and welcome to this Godot tutorial where I will explain you how to make a Shockwave shader that looks like this.
That is what I'm looking for. And they went through the extra effort of putting up a video, so I will support that. Oh, and their thing is super concise. So wait, it says fragment. Oh no, canvas item. I was making sure. Okay, so ooh, I forgot the music. Whoa, I hit puberty. Can you believe it, folks? I just now hit puberty. Just now. Just now. Your boy grew up. All right. So we are at pardon, we are at the testing phase? No, we're applying shaders, sorry. And we're gonna apply a shader to typically apply it to a material, so sprite, duh. So that's gonna be a material. We're gonna click material, we're gonna click shader material, we're gonna click that, and then it's gonna say, oh, where's the shader? I'm gonna say, here's the shader. Should be the Shockwave shader. We're gonna see that populated at the very end of our list here, bada bing. Let's delete this test shader one, don't need that. But this one is what we're gonna try. So Shockwave, you know what? Because it's always good to have good working conventions, I'm gonna put this in a folder. This should be in a folder as well. This should be in a folder as well. Where's scripts? good, because it was just bothering me that some of these were not. You're an asset. Granted, it wasn't from the kid, but I'm gonna leave it like that. So script scenes. What we need now is shader. So adding a folder. I call this shaders. Gonna plug this into there, and it is. I guess a shader is considered an asset, so that the sync still does work. Okay. Okay. Yep, good. Oh, whoops. Did I plug it in? It says I clicked here to say this is the shader, and then here it is open. So we're now gonna take the shader from Godot Shaders, beautifully provided by Nulcaloid here, and go from there. Couldn't resolve Innovation. I'm confused. Why is that an issue? Reset couldn't resolve track 2D particle. Touched couldn't resolve track particle emitting. I'm confused. Screen texture has been removed in favor of using hint screen texture. To continue with minimal code changes, add uniform 2D sampler, uniform 2D sampler 2D screen texture, a filler map, and the filler near the top of your shader. Alright, so let's try that. First is a uniform. We already see these uniforms. So essentially what these are from the video I listened to is essentially doing the same thing with exposed, or not exposed, making a variable public, or making in Godot like using at export, just making it publicly accessible to be modified. So we're gonna do a uniform. Oh, whoops. I didn't see. Let me go to the debugger because it was like I needed that error because I don't know. Damn. Alright, well. Hopefully I just produce the same error when I try to run it. Yeah. Uniform sampler 2D screen texture. Uniform sampler 2D texture. Uniform sampler 2D screen texture. Oh, so that's just the name of the variable. Right? And hint screen. Hint. Oh, pardon. I had honestly so many thoughts going through my head at that moment. I could not focus at all. Um, but the part of the irritation and difficulty I'm feeling is my brain, I think, producing acetylcholine, adrenaline to kind of mark my pathways to say, hey, pay attention to right now, because we need to be able to fix this so it's not so difficult and we can automate it. Um, and the problem we encountered is that it looked like there were a couple variables that wanted to be displayed. I am trying to figure this out. I tried to put it in there. Well, the uniform that's in there, but also as well. Wow, I, you know, I'm done. Let's you try to utilize a different one. I'm confused. What the fuck? I'm so confused. If I remove the shader? But with the shader is an issue? What? Hmm. Curious. Oh, hey. Sorry, dude. I didn't see uh you there. I don't know if you're still there. I'm sorry. I was so zoned in. Uh, hey. Hey. Hey, Rockhead. I really I was so zoned in, man. All right, cool. Good to see you. I hope all's well. Um, how's it going? Okay. I had yes, a bit the shader being applied. Going good. Just been shown working gaming. What are you? I think the last thing I saw you playing was I want to say it's the most recent Call of Duty. Because I know you obviously you're a streamer as well. With the I am talking to the same person I think I am. I just want to make sure. I'm gonna pull you up on Instagram to make sure. Yes. Okay. Yeah. 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 That's what I thought. That's what I thought. But I like know you by your IG um tag as far as like when you're streaming as your Rockheads 619. So is 619 a wrestling reference by chance, or that's like an old zip code? I don't know. I don't know the lore behind that. You just made it up, but it used to be a part of. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I get that. I get that. One of the emails that I use include my old lunch pin from when I was in elementary school. So I totally get using like a little bit of this, and then why not? So awesome. And then you've been playing the most recent Call of Duty, I'm pretty sure, right? I think that's what you primarily stream. I know it's a shooter you primarily stream. I just don't know which one. Nor do I ever get like a notification that you're streaming. Um, I think I follow you on Twitch. Let me check right now. It'd be embarrassing if I was wrong. Rockhead 619. Okay. No, I do. I do follow you. I just never get a reminder.
So you're vaping again, right?
I'm also looking at your. Okay, so I think I just missed it. I think your schedule says it, which you're a later night streamer at 10:30. I should show this. That's what I'm seeing. Oh, whoop! Let me. You responded. I did not see. Um, everyone asked if I watch WWE because of the 619, and yeah, I stream most COD. Yep. I also stream other games like. Oh, I haven't seen you done Fortnite or Defiance, and my college game, Counter Strike. Yeah, I've when we were both at NCC, I was a huge into not any of those games in particular, but like like a heavy gamer with I think it was For Honor that I was like obsessed with. Like I used to be obsessed with, old school Call of Duty. But I heard really good things about this most recent Call of Duty, so I'm excited. I'm a stream at 9:30 for now on. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, still figuring out that scheduling. I know is a bit, but I know you've also been streaming for a bit. Hence the 337 followers. So yeah. That's awesome. I think I remember. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's great. I know that's like half the game is being consistent with it. Um, Maybe even more than half, but I applied the shader here. When I turn off the shader, the animation plays just fine and everything's fine. So maybe the shader should be applied to my problem is networking more, like meeting more streamers and stuff, like because I know that's a big part of community. One of my buddies whom I adore, Noodles, she's big. Her whole community, Sisters of Fog, are like super in the community, and she's big on like rating and supporting streamers. Her joining into one of my streams was the highest view count I ever got, which was like 6. So I was like, oh shit. Meeting and finding people to play games with. Yeah. Well, I could get into COD. I tell you what. I tell you. Then again, I think it's like $70, which is crazy. But yeah. I mean, of course, also streaming with people within your got it from Game Pass. You're not the first person to tell me that. You're not the first person to tell me you got it from Game Pass. So that's something I gotta. I think I'll invest in. It's just getting Xbox. Maybe I don't know. I'll have to see what other games are on Xbox Game Pass. But considering if I get Xbox Game Pass, which let's say it's $100, I don't know. You know what? I'm on a computer. There's no reason for me not to know. Okay, get this the fuck out of here with monthly fees. Oh, they don't have an annual option? You have to do monthly? There's no way. There's no way that's true. Game Pass on PC is like 11 bucks a month. A month, right? But fuck a month. I just want to give you a lump sum of money, and you leave me alone until next year. I hate adding another monthly bill. But maybe, yeah. I appreciate you. Yeah. Let me see. Maybe not the best way to do this, but the lazy way to do this. Is there an annual option for Xbox Game Pass? You say no, we're gonna fight. Does not offer. Xbox Game Pass Core. Well, fuck that then. That's the whole reason I would do it. All right, so yeah, there's only a monthly option. I don't know then. I'll think about it. I might. But I do, again, I did hear good things about the new Call of Duty. As a person that does play a bunch of shooters, is there a particular reason you like or don't like this new version of COD? Pardon if my mic's fucked up. I should check that. Because I just heard a squeak. Yeah, so once I added that there, maybe if I... Oops. Okay. So where was I? So here's a cute little explosion thing where you're trying to add a shockwave to it. We're gonna apply a shockwave via shader, and that shader cannot be applied to the texture of the sprite for some reason. It seems to be giving us issues. So what I'm wondering if I can just attach a blank node to it, and then this node holds the shader. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it automatically makes it disappear. Oh wait, no. Okay, good. So it was just at the end of the animation. So let's bring it to original frame so I'm not worried for no reason. BO6 has changed the game. The new movement is perfect. I don't know what TTK stands for, and hit reg, I don't know what that means, in the game has improved from the last title. Hit reg, I imagine, is the hitboxes of players, maybe, I don't know. And I also don't know what TTK means. Pardon. Again, I don't play. I haven't played. The last time I was really into a shooter was the year before college when I was a senior in high school. I do love shooters. It's just there's certain things that I get obsessed with, and that's why I haven't gotten into that or something like that. But to play it on stream has the illusion of productivity. So I'm intrigued. So far I don't like how the UAV is a higher score than usual. Yeah, I remember it being 3 for a UAV. But I also heard that players nowadays are like crazy good, so maybe that was a way to like mitigate that behavior. 'Cause otherwise, it would be like demolition of newer players versus younger or more experienced players. But they have to do a system for that, a ranking system, so that is a moot point. TTK means time to kill, and hit registration is just improved. Okay, yeah. Yeah. All right, let me say really quick, I gotta talk to my kid. Hey, kiddo.
Let me talk about Nina.
Talk what?
She said, let me talk about Thumbelina.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. And then Nina tried to see Princeton and he came back happy ever.
Oh, wow.
I say Pinky out. See? Pinky.
I see.
Like your father was and Pinky out.
Nice. Listen, I love you very much. I do gotta get going, but I just wanted to talk to you for a little bit, okay? Pinky up. I love you so much. Good night, JD. Sorry I can't talk more. I love you. Mwah. Bye. All right. Yeah, a lot of people hate shooters because in times it's too much for them. If it's a shooter like RS or Counter Strike, it can get stressful. Yeah. And yeah, I think, especially at least for myself as I age, I also have a child. It becomes more like I'm more of a casual gamer than I have ever been. Also because I feel the guilt of like I could be working on a game rather than playing a game right now, and isn't that inherently better? But yeah. So I have this shader applied to the node. The node is right within the player, right there. And here are the shader. Oh, that's where the shader parameters are. Okay. But it should be it should, I should probably read the documentation rather than being a ding dong. God, oof, white screens are horrible. I do not like white screens. Does that have a dark mode? Alright, I'm not gonna mess with the CSS right now. I'm sure there's a quick way. Anyway, focus. First of all, it is a screen space shader. If you want to add a specific node with texture, it has to be modified a bit. Like the screen texture has to be changed to node specific texture, like with sampler. Okay. Animate the radius. Okay. So what I'm reading here is that we have to. Oh God, this is so bright. I'm taking this off. I feel that I used to be dead serious on Counter-Strike and even competitive on ESM, but now I prefer creating content rather than trying to go pro. Yeah, and from I worked for a very short period of time, like I think I want to say like 3 months, with a esports team. Thank you very much to Paul Radel for that opportunity. Great guy. But yeah, I worked for a esports team, and it's one of those things. If from my 3 months of experience with like going to PAX and things like that, and with the God, what was the name of that fighting tournament? I'm blanking on it right now. But going to tournaments and such, from that experience, it seems like pro athletes or pro esports players are, how do I put this? Like when you dedicate your life to something, it's natural for it to take up so much of your life that other things aren't as big of a priority, or your life is modified in some way. And for some of them, if they were like young rock stars, while some of them, again, just from my experience, were like starving artists. So I think it can depend greatly. But from that experience of working on an esports team, again, thank you, Paul Radel, for that opportunity. Yeah, they're. I mean, I guess everybody that's operating at a high level is weird inherently, but yeah, I was also young at the time, so who knows. I feel I used to be. Oh yeah, I just read that. Yeah, so yeah, rather than trying to go pro, so there is a disadvantage, I would say, to going pro potentially. But anyway, let me, because this shader is not working. This shader is not meant for. This is meant for, I think, just an open space rather than a positioned one. Oh wow, I think this is exactly what we're looking for. Yep, I'm 99% sure this is it. That percentage felt more confident than I honestly think I am. So I'm gonna stop that. Let me get the. What am I looking for? Oh, rather than applying it to the node, we're gonna try to apply it to the sprite. Apply a new shader material. Click the shader material. Click shader. Quick load because we already have that shader. And then we're gonna take the shader code, modify it. We don't have to modify the naming convention since that still applies. It seems that screen texture has been removed. Okay. This is a similar error that we received before. So I'm sure there's a way we can solve this. I assume you compete in For Honor. I think ESC has some games happening. I didn't compete when I worked for the esports company that I worked for. Noble is what they were called. When I worked for Noble, they were bought out. They're owned by a different company now, or a different CEO, different ownership. But when I worked there, I never did any. I never participated competitively. I was there truly by the grace of Paul Radel to meet esports players and also do some social media. So yeah, it was very cool, but I never competed fully. The most competitive I ever got was in For Honor and for Dragon Ball Z Fighters. That was the most competitive I ever got with any type of games. Were those two games? I was obsessed and loved those games endlessly. But one of the things with life is that eventually I just I get obsessed with a game and then I drop it. So that's how that works. 9 times out of 10. But yeah. But yeah, I'm down to play COD, Rock. Like I am down to play COD. So you let me know. Is it still $70 on Steam? Damn you, Steam. We'll look at you for a second. All right, so this is the error that we saw before. So we're trying to apply a shockwave to this. So at the end of the animation, whoa! All right, Steam, what a dramatic time to come in. We're looking for black. $70. Son of a bitch, bro. I don't know. Listen, if I can justify it by playing it with you, Rock, I'll justify it. But otherwise, like if we got a schedule around playing it, I'm down. But otherwise, I $70 is $70. I'm also moving relatively soon, so that's a shit ton of money. But yeah. Okay, so at the end of the animation, we have the particle effects, and while it is ongoing, like we're setting emitting to true, so it's just going to continuously repeat rather than being a one-shot, it's going to be cleared out at the end of the animation as well. So I'm not too concerned. Maybe we won't see the particle effect in time. If that's the case, then we'll just shorten the animation. So let's go back to frame 1. And then we'll go to... I feel that, hey, I got the shower. I'm ready for tonight. It was great talking. Yeah, it was good talking to you too, Rock, man. Good seeing you. Or, nope, not seeing you, but talking. Yeah. Good talking to you, man. Peace out. Okay. So let's refer back to the code when we emit the signal at the end of the animation. At that point, before we cue free, we want to trigger the shader, and the shader is going to be let me read the doc again to make sure I'm right. The shader itself is the same. I know I hate the white thing as much as you do. Like, just a white screen is painful, especially at night. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. Mute. What does he have it applied on? Why is this horrible quality that I can't see what this is? He has this applied on? Should be 1080. I'm confused. Why is it horrible quality? Okay. He has it applied to a color rect. I believe that's what that is. Oh, and I remember another streamer doing it in a very similar way. So let's see here about going back to the 2D scene. We're going to the letter. We're going to add a child of the color rect. Yes, and that is exactly what it was. We're going to make the color rect, since it's going to be applied to, we'll have it in front of the particle effect. No, behind the particle effect. And then this will, I don't know if it's going to be this one. I think so, because then it should take up the entire space that it has here. So if that's the case, then we go over here, we go to material, new shader material, click that. Now from shader, we already have our shader pre-created, so we can click quick load, open, and then there that is. But given that it looks all white right now, yeah, exactly, there was something wrong with it. So what is exactly wrong with it? I saw this error before, which is always exciting, because once you figure out how to solve an error, then you just have that skill. So screen texture has been removed in favor of, okay, so this variable is no longer at play, in favor of using hint. But I don't see hint. So in favor of using hint screen texture, that seems like the variable, with a uniform. Okay, so I need to create a uniform first. So a uniform of hint underscore screen underscore texture. I believe that's what they are looking for. And then, it's not a vector. Or perhaps it is a vector? Try a sample 2D. And then we replace it with the hint. I think that's it. Nope. Important to remember in moments of frustration that the frustrating feeling is your brain becoming alert to what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. for the sake of making it easier in the future. The pain has purpose. What the hell? First of all, why are there so many leading... Okay, there we go. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Alright. There we go. But I still don't think that solved it, but maybe I just need to plug in that parameter. Yeah. And then the parameter that we're applying is the... I guess, would it be the color rect? I don't know if you can reference yourself. What can we use here? We can apply it to specific perhaps if I apply it to the actual asset of this, then it would apply. I'm not sure. Boom, 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 boom. I ran it without even checking it, which is dumb. Okay, animation, and that goes through just as I wanted, but without the shockwave, and I think the explosion shows will be a bit bigger. So let's just modify that, go for an easy win right now as we figure out what the hell to do here. So easy win is the particle effect. When I turn this on, that's how it looks. We want to increase the spread of it. So spread is... Spread them! Spread them! Alright. There we go. There's spread. Spread is set to its maximum. So I probably just need to increase the direction, which I thought direction was defined in a different variable with velocity. But anyway, that's fine. 5? Are these 1-to-1 with each other? 100? 500? I don't even know what I'm modifying here. 1,000? I mean, that's more than 1,000, but I don't see a major difference. Yeah, I don't see a major difference with direction. So let's call this, what is the definition of what we're looking for here? An explosion radius. Acceleration maximum. We're gonna hold control on our keyboard to increment by 1. I don't see a huge difference here. Okay, it definitely does have more range this way, so that's good. I think the life cycle of the particles is the issue now, so not issue, but that's the thing to fix. If I can increase, all right, fine, I'll do it the old-fashioned way, bitch. I'm kidding. I'm joking. Just joking. 800. Pretty, but no. 60. There's something about this that doesn't feel explosion-y enough. It feels more like almost Fey wild, if you will, like a bunch of bees around a nest, or like magic circling around a conduit. It just feels too centered. It should feel like more of an explosion, which we increased the angular velocity for. Was it the angular velocity or orbit? I don't even remember what we just modified. I wonder if the output captured it. It did not. Alright, whatever. singular point. Doesn't make sense. I wonder when you would even use a singular point. It should be a spear though. That's why I had it originally, but I was just like, yeah, maybe that's it. And then we just decrease the radius a bit. And then can we add like more noise to it? Scale. Damping. I say I say You know what it is? It's just that my brain is not fully working. How long am I in the stream? Because I'm like, why is my brain like this? An hour and 16 minutes. Okay, that feels more right. Because I was like, I don't think my brain should be this bubbly right now. Oh, I think here's what we're looking for. Randomness? No, reset randomness to an increment of 3. And explosiveness into, let's say 6. Maybe, oh, can it, it's a maximum, it's a 1 or, okay. So it's on a, yeah. I'm getting hypnotized by this thing. Sorry. I think 10 is a good one. I like it. Alright. Switching back. We go back to our animation. We go to the original frame. Original frame. The shader, right? The shader is still the issue. So, going back to the shader, since we fixed the explosion a little bit. We have a color rect. The color rect is right behind the image itself, but in front of the particle effect. So hopefully, affect the particle effect, like this be on top of or be behind. I don't know. But either way, we change this. Come on now. Clear. Can I do this? Nope. Can I do this? No. It needs to apply to a specific texture. I don't know. I don't know. Let me talk to my counsel here. If you're wondering who my counsel was, I got a beholder. Count Dooku. And courtesy of my kid, Ariel. So, My dear counsel, how shall we solve for this problem? What is the problem, I hear you say, Count Dooku? I'll tell you, Count Dooku. When we attempt to apply the shader, this visual effect, to this box, we are unable to. Each time we attempt to, there seems to be some issue with the code. What is the issue is a very fair question. What exactly is the issue of the shader? Well, I'll tell you. I think we don't know how to appropriately. You know what? I think I figured it out. Not it completely, but how to solve it. Super simple. And I acknowledge I'm cheating here. What does something this oh, I don't want to mix this up with my cybersecurity stuff. Why can't I do this? What the hell? Control C. Whatever. Screen texture is presumably a sampler 2D, which is pretty sure what we did have it as. Let me make sure. Sampler 2D, yep. Sampler 2D that represents a texture you're sampling from. The screen UV is likely to set the texture coordinates, and this seems to displace the vector that alters those coordinates. So the texture that we're applying it to, that's what I thought. So effectively this line is receiving the color from the screen texture at the coordinates and altering it by the disposition. Okay. It's receiving a color? The color, receiving the color of the alteration. So that should still work then. My original thing, and my counsel or chat can let me know, but I'll rely on these little guys otherwise. So what the issue originally was, Count Dooku, Beholder, Ariel, was there was one particular instruction in this spell, if you will, that was out of date, and now that it's been updated, I didn't know what it was meant to do. This confirms that it's supposed to be what we're plugging in is the texture, is the image that we're applying this on. So the yeah, because the only thing that it takes in as far as the shader parameter for this is delete. I don't want to delete the color rec. No, I'm trying to clear this. it can take in multiple different textures and like they're essentially 2D images, a bunch of different types of 2D images it can take. And if you click quick load, it just goes through all of my assets in the asset folder, specifically the images. So I think what makes sense to me is to be able to apply the A alphabet texture. And now that when I apply that, though, it shows up white. Now, maybe I'm doing something wrong with the material itself. No, it shouldn't be a canvas item because... Oh, it should be, I think, actually. I think it should be maybe. No, because then it's not a shader, dummy. My bad. I'm being silly. Apply there. Yeah, and the moment I apply the shader, that's when... Is that true? Okay, now I'm confused. Here's the animation player. Beginning to end frame. But it's reflecting white. Why is it reflecting white? Huh, I thought I... Okay, confused by that. I thought I was applying it to this. So, I would hope to see the effect. Oh, maybe because everything's set to 0. So it's not a crazy big explosion, but maybe that's just a factor of, you know, it is exactly a factor of if I just increase the scaling of the particle effect. So hold control, left click on the mouse, scale. Now we're not going to be able to see it visually until it's time, but we can see on the top or bottom left there it said scaling. So we'll just quickly retest this. Make sure that I was correct. I should have fixed the horizontal time. Yeah, so that did it. Now we just need a shader to couple with it. And then we can go from there. So, I'm thirsty. Okay. Technically an hour and a half in. I'm supposed to switch over to hacking at this point, but I'm gonna try to just stick with this until I can get the shader. If it hits 2 hours and it's still not done, then I'm just gonna go over to hacking. So I'm giving myself 30 minutes to solve this problem of the shader. And I'm just going to refer back to the original documentation that provided the shader. Big thank you to, where is the creator of this? Pecco, you see the name, Rhino. They have it applied to a canvas layer, a child of the camera, because are they applying it universally? Interesting. Hold on. Theirs also doesn't take into effect the actual, I guess because it's being applied anywhere. Alright, brain. Feel a subtle decrease of brain function, like 15%. This is one of those waves of tiredness, but I also know that that wave of tiredness is, again, the brain being agitated because it's like, oh, I don't get what's happening. And it's like, good, change. Of course, the markers for change are created right now, but the actual change occurs when you go to sleep or non-sleep deep rest state. That's when the actual change of your brain occurs. Right now we are mapping the change, which is very important, but you can't save the map save the map properly unless you get an appropriate amount of sleep. I preach to myself. Will I get appropriate amount of sleep? I'll try tonight. I will promise myself that. Because otherwise half of the effort is wasted. You need to map what you need to know and what you know and what questions you have, and then also save that so that way it's not wasted effort and then you have to remap old ground because you didn't get an appropriate amount of sleep in between the session. Anyway. Okay, well, you don't have a rendering priority. They have it applied to the overall screen, and I think that's because they also have a script. Let's try it. Right, does this make any mention of that? Oh, well, I mean, it's in the video. In the video, they're showing it being applied on a color rect.
Let's try to remove the icon.
Let's see.
Let's try moving the camera. If you run the scene now, we won't see the correct results anymore because we didn't account for the camera position at all. And all the credits for it should go to null color. I only modified his shader a little bit. The problem: this Shockwave shader takes the UV coordinate for its center. I need to pass the position of the object to it and create a shockwave starting from the object's position. The second problem: I am a complete noob with the shaders, so it took me a couple of days to figure it out. If you want the result and don't want to watch the whole video, feel free to grab the demo project and the shader itself from GitHub and use it as you wish. It's under a standard MIT license. So here I have the scene with the camera, background and the Godot icon. I want the shockwave to be emitted from the Godot icon when I press space. If I press space now, the shockwave will be emitted from the center of the screen. It is because we set the center of the shockwave in 0.5, 0.5 in the UV coordinates. Right now, the shader is the same shader in the tutorial I mentioned earlier, so let's change it. Let's add a uniform vector to global position to be able to pass the position of the object. And let's move the vector to center into the fragment function. We don't need it as a uniform anymore. And let's assign it to the global position for now. Let's change the script that happens when we press space, and let's pass the global position of the sprite to the global position uniform of the shader. If we run the scene now and press space, we won't see anything, because we need to convert the object's coordinates in the game world to the UV coordinates of the screen. It is as simple as it gets. Since the UV pass the global position of the sprite to the global position uniform of the shader. Let's change the script that happens when we press space, and let's
This wave, shock material. Get the animation player and play the shockwave.
pass the global position of the sprite to the global position uniform of the shader. If we run the scene now and press space, we won't see anything, because we need to convert the object's coordinates in the game world to the UV coordinates of the screen. It is as simple as it gets. Since the UV coordinates are from 0 to 1, we just need to get the ratio between the position of the object and the window size. Now, we do not need the size of the screen in which the scene.
Okay. Alright, so what I'm seeing, and what I'm hearing, when it appears that they're laying down, is that this should work. But there is a difference because we can no longer use that parameter. Now let me make sure that is indeed the case, because we do have it, the updated version, where it is set to the global position, but perhaps we're not getting the global position here. Are we able to set the global position? No. Shader code, it probably does not have any logic. That's gonna be like set underscore global. Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, this is also where I'm stating variables, so let me see if I can put it in here. Set underscore, maybe it's called something else. Global position is equal to the so global position will be the global position of this sprite. So, and that is visibility? No. I need the... What am I blanking on? I need the positioning. Where the hell is positioning? Why can't I think of where... Layout? I feel like a complete noob right now. I'm like, where is this thing I use all the time? Is position not... Oh, I'm on the color rect. That's why. I clicked... What the heck? There we go. What the hell? That was weird. Not scale, I need position, which is... There we go. I don't know if that's gonna be the global position, right? Let's see if that's if I can kind of test that. Move it. Okay, so maybe it is. So -4 and -1 for the global positioning. -4, -1, -4, -1, negative. All right. I'm a sane person who can focus on this thing. Oh yeah, right, the color rect. And then, oh no, was I doing this on the color rect? With the material? I think I was, yes. And then the global position is -4, -1. Screen size. Do I need to even utilize this? Where are we using screen size? A couple different locations. And considering we're identifying center largely by screen size, we do need to plug in that information. I do not know what the default screen size is right now. That would be window 1152 by 648. Such weird numbers. I don't know if I chose these numbers or that's truly the default values. I think that they're the default values. This feels like such weird numbers. 1152, 648. Get out of here. 1152, 648. And before I drive myself crazy, did I have it labeled as the horizontal movement? This is rising and falling. Where's left and right? There it is. Move direction, movement speed. It's 100? Am I using the same movement speed for going up and down? No? No, I'm not. Alright. Move strength. Why I have two... Oh, this is specifically for vertical. That's fine. Let's bring this up to 200. It's probably too much, but let's give it a shot. And I see already all of the shader errors. So that's lovely. I mean, the explosion solid, it'll be more solid with a shader. I should also limit this so that way you just see the pretty parts. But the floatiness is nice. I think it's cute for a game for my kid, but it's not. First of all, is the collision broken on B? That was weird, but that's fine. So let's reduce this by 50. See if that feels a little bit better. She feels way worse. Interesting how finicky that would be. Oh, you can collide with it twice? R. Oh, I thought I set a reset button. Oh, see the debugger going up as I'm clicking the reset button? Obviously I didn't have it properly configured. Well, how not though? Alright, let me just refer back to the scene again then. Scenes, Flappy. Because that is originally what this demo was supposed to be, a Flappy Bird type of game, but my kiddo they're very young. They were very frustrated with like having to click a button over and over and over again. They felt like they were doing something wrong, which kind of led to the floating mechanic. So that way it's like, well, you can move up and down as much as you want and nothing's wrong with that, right? The idea is for this to be fun, to just teach them or to get them like inspired for the alphabet, if you will. This is honestly annoyingly finicky. I don't like how finicky this is. The movement does not feel good. Why doesn't it feel good? Because I think it's because the rate of horizontal and vertical movement is so different. And maybe because like I want to hit this, I can hit it pretty easily actually. Yeah, I think just the horizontal, or sorry, vertical is just too strong. So let's reduce it by a bit. Let's reduce it by half. Horizontal still feels crazy slow. horizontals like 2. We know what, they should just be proportional. They should be proportional from up at all, but I'm using them in 2 different ways. Minus equals, and then what am I doing for this? Multiplied by. Should be relatively the same, because this is just determining the direction, and then the amount is still the amount. So movement speed of, wait, is this for the right? Yeah, this is for left and right, if 200, and the vertical being 15, but vertical feels way higher than 15. How am I using vertical? Yeah, just minus equals. I don't know. They should be proportional. I wish I could make them. I guess I'm sure there is a way I can do it. I just can't think of it right now, and I just want to solve for it. Okay, horizontal is now horrible. Oh, you know what? That's why. When we, for horizontal, we should have else the, velocity dot x dot normalize. No, can't do that. Value of, oh. A float and a vector too. Can I do this? A vector 2 of, and this feels stupid, but I'm gonna do it. Even though it genuinely feels stupid. Yeah, fair enough. Otherwise, what we're trying to say is, otherwise the velocity dot x is equal to maybe 0. No, that did not do what we wanted it to. That did it. So that way we have complete control over it. And again, I'm worried about it being like, I still want the floatiness, so like up kind of like has you floating, and then have the gentle gravity bringing you down, and then the left and right being again more controlled. And now that it is more controlled, I'll just increase the speed of it, so this still kind of feels like glidey, and then I'll increase that by 50. There we go. 50. All right, I'm done. Yeah, you're able to collide with it twice. That's an interesting thing. I don't know. Also, the collision feels off. Maybe I just need to increase the collision box for the thingamabobber. I'm not sure for the player. Speaking of, since my kiddo's not playing right now, I don't have to be all off. I can be who I want to be. Which... Okay. Tell you what, once I get the shader in, like the movement feels better. I like the ambiance of the snow. I'll just fix the camera angle a bit, and then I think this could be something. As far as my kiddo goes, I'll probably also add the parallax effect. I think that's why I originally got this background, to just again increase the ambiance for my kiddo, and then whomever else's kids may want to learn a bit of the alphabet. What a break. What is great. Alright. It's so hot in here. I have a window open too, don't I? Oh no, I closed the window. Okay. Increase the collision a bit. I'm holding Alt, left clicking and expanding so that way it's a bit more uniform. And expanding it a little bit out of the picture. I'm actually gonna also bring it down a little bit. Oh, let me hold Alt, no, hold Control. There we go. So that way we have that level of control. See that? That like submarine type of missile on the vectors. Beep, 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 beep. All right, anyway. There we go. Okay, I need to test it on all angles. Reset. Okay, top and bottom are good. Looks like left or right isn't working for whatever reason. Neither is, only top and bottom. Why would that be? Yeah. I do need to fix the shader. I do need to get back to that. And I am interested to solve that because it'll be the first shader problem I ever truly solve. And then the Shockwave is like quintessential, like that with a little bit of screen shake and mwah, like you got impact, which was if those of you that were there, was our original goal, is to have impact and sell impact in this interaction. We added the particle effect. We're not going to do noise, but we will apply force once we get the shader going. Once we get the shader going, I think I'll have a better idea of like how the force should like, whoa. I think essentially what I'll do is take the movement direction of the player. So what we have right now, how we identify direction is that we take input.getAxis left movement, right movement. Left movement and right movement is mapped to A and the left arrow. And, well, that's left movement, obviously. And then D and the right arrow for right movement. So whenever those are triggered, then we determine, that's how we determine the collision. And this inputs a negative on the left of the X and a positive on the right. So whether it's negative or positive, you take that negative or positive amount, which identifies the direction, and then you multiply that by the actual amount. That is how we're moving. So what we want is to be able to sell the impact, of course, of the collision with the shader. But right now, I'm wondering. Because the main important thing, as much as I do like making this aesthetically appealing and whatnot, is to make this as fun as possible for my kid as soon as possible. And I don't know if I accomplish that by focusing on the shader right now, or if I focus on adding the logic for the, I mean, the collision detection. I think that is a higher priority, right? Because if we go to the game, gonna go to the letter A here. Let's zoom out a bit. Oop, let's zoom in. Okay. Whoops. Zoom out. Alright, and then drag you over. What the hell is up here? Alright, that's the camera. Noting camera, okay. Alright. So yeah. One thing that would not be fun is my kiddo going to it and then they touch it and then they have to get on top of it in order to feel. They either have to do it on top or below, and that below didn't even work. Huh. But a top works? Doesn't make sense to me, man. But we'll see. We'll see what's going on. We'll diagnose, because I think they're all tied as well. So we'll diagnose letter A and it should resolve the other ones. So first we're going to increase the collision shape, and again that should apply to all. I'm going to zoom out here to see that that is indeed the case. Press Q, Alt, left click. Yep. As I increase one, we increase all of them. I'm going to Control Z to reset it, and then Alt, left click, and expand. And then that covers all of them. So let's see if just expanding that is enough. I don't think there's anything wrong with the code. There's just something wrong with the collision detection. Yeah, see, left and right still doesn't work. Damn, the bottom doesn't work. What the hell? Wait, I made it worse, not better. That's interesting. Oh, maybe the letters, do they have two collision shapes or one? Two. Yeah, and alright, I increased the wrong one. So that one, whoops. This is the wrong one. This is the one that we need. This is the one that should be increased. This is the one that should be increased. And then this is the one that should be decreased. Oops. Because I wasn't pressing Alt and then left clicking. And the reason we're decreasing this one is that this one is essentially non-functional. The only reason it exists is because this needs to operate as a two-dimensional object to collide with. I don't even know if that's necessarily true, but that's how I built it out. So yeah, because it needs to operate as a two-dimensional thing, why my fingers do not just phase through this phase-through aerial is because my molecules are pressing up against these molecules, and because of that, I can't fuse because all of these molecules are perfectly in place and in a plastic molecule bond, and I am as a being, and that's what this needs as well. It needs to be able to say I am whole, and this is what makes me whole, so that way nothing can phase through me. But we have another collision shape that essentially is just a radar, and it doesn't 100% collide with anything. Actually, that may be untrue. So it does collide with something, but the purpose for its detecting collision, more importantly than it colliding with something, the importance of it detecting the collision is so that way we can have the player trigger effects. And in this case, there we go. That's the effect that we're looking for. So that is left. Left on both sides work. Does right on both sides work? It should. Okay, up and down value is a little bit too finicky. It's a little annoying. That's vertical. I think it's because of the gravity acting on it. Sorry, that's left, and I think that was both left. I don't even know if that was right. Yep. That was the bottom. All right, I'm 90% sure it works, but I'm just, I do QA for a job, so. All right. Yeah, so we're all good. All right, so that was the need. We just need to increase the collision shape of the actual detection shape, not the shape that determines that it's a square. That sounds confusing. That's because I'm not the best at explaining it right now, not because it's actually complicated. Maybe it has some level of complexity, but not a huge, grand level. Okay. Sorry, I was just thinking perhaps I should utilize, because this is the original prototype that I created for my kiddo. It's relatively boring, so I also get why she wasn't hugely into it. But this is this basic. I was thinking basics, right? What is more basic than Mario? What do you do in Mario? You go left and right. Of course, there's enemies, so I thought about putting that. But the main thing was just to get the box mechanic. So you jump. So, and then it has those letters. But obviously boring. A big part of why this is boring, and I didn't map a lot of these. A big part of why this is boring is, oh no. Is because I didn't add any juice to it. It happens, but who cares? Right? It's just a box that stays there. But you know, I can add an animation to it and do other things like that just to add a little bit more juice to it. Obviously the texture or the sprite that we have for the letters is not the best, but either way, I can add more juice to this if I wanted it to be more entertaining. But she particularly enjoyed falling, so I thought the playfulness of, you know, two-dimensional movement going left, right, up, and down would be enjoyable. Okay, so we have that. Okay, that's resolved. What are we focusing on right now? We have the collision shape determined. We can add collision, or sorry, add the shader to it. I think that's what we need to do, is add the shader. But I was gonna add quality of life stuff, but quality of life stuff doesn't necessarily matter until we get the base mechanics set. And I think in order to do that, we just need to be able to master the shader so we can apply it to all of them, and then have that little bit of explosion. Maybe screen shake would be worth more than a shockwave. I don't know. I do not know, but I'll leave that for another time because I gave myself half an hour to solve that problem, and I did not. I did get a little bit of sidetracked there, but we're going to save the game, and then we are going to switch over to hacking. Okay, let me just change this. Okay. Okay. Get out of here. Okay. So, yeah. So we will come back to this. We made some progress as far as fixing the collision, messing around with the particle effect that we're going to apply for all of them. And then lastly will be the shader. Well, second to last will be the shader that we apply that applies the shockwave. Oh, it looks like I lost it, but applies the shockwave. And then the second thing is the actual pushing back, which I think will just inverse the movement. So as I mentioned before, well, you got it. You got it. I don't think I need to go through it again. Okay. So here we are in surface scanning. The last thing we were doing is trying to utilize SMB to determine what is it, the password that we're trying to get? The flag. Okay, we'll wait for the virtual machine to start up first. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna turn off the chat for a second. And since I saw one person leave, and now it's just my ride or die, who I'm forever and always grateful for. Thank you. I love you. I'm gonna put on some 40 hertz while I study. There we go. Okay. All right, so now, oh, was it not just in this? All right, we need to start up the virtual machine. Come on. Oh, we did start up the virtual machine. And the attack box is also set. Awesome. All right. Allow. Again, of course, we're going to do the typical stuff first and foremost. Nmap. Okay, and then we're going to do nmap of this IP address. But we're gonna do a -sc and sv, and then we're gonna get the ports. Oops. And now we can plug in the IP address. At least I'm pretty sure that's the order. Wait for that to go through, see what we get. So this is running on a Unix operating system. This Apache Tomcat is the HTTP, which is on port 8080. Is that correct? 8080, yep. SMB. So we have SMB for the script results. SMB security mode 311. Message signing enabled but not required. Okay, so it is enabled, so that's the vulnerability. But it's not required. And then there is the date. The start date is unknown. So now that we have that, I think you even stated, connect to the available share as Bob the user. Connect to the available share as Bob the user. Let me see here. Share. What is A? I'm looking for what is the oh my god, I'm looking for what the thing is, what port this is running on, because in host or share here L is a flag specific. The tool that can enumerate and interact with SMB shares is SMB client. The -L flag specifies that we want to receive a list of available shares. And suppresses the password prompt. Okay, now that I've ran this though, ow, my hands. So we're looking for 7. After we ran that, we determined this reveals non-default share users. Let us attempt to connect it to a guest user. SMB allows users and administrators to share files and make accessible remotely by other users. Often these shares have files in them that contain sensitive information such as passwords. By running this command though, a tool that can enumerate and interact with SMB shares is SMB client. Fair enough. The L flag specifies what we want to receive. A list of available Juggernaut John. Of available shares, and on the remote host, list N suppresses the password prompt. So available shares. So these are the available shares. We receive a list of available shares on the remote host. Okay. So they share a printer, a particular user, and a users and a IPC, which looks like something related to a operating system, and that's what we have here for the last line. Ubuntu, say a similar thing, but that is just listing the available shares. Same thing, printer, user, and this. So the next thing, going back to 7, is to run this reveals non-default users. Let's attempt non-default share users. Yep. Let's attempt to connect to connect as a guest user. SMB client, and then the IP address, and then is it backslash users? I think that's what it was. Forward slash so 4 forward slashes, then the IP address, 2 forward slashes, 4 IP 2, and then the user. One, 2, 3, 4 IP address, and then 1, 2, and then it says users, but I'm gonna try Bob because that's what it states in the problem. Is to try to Bob user. But if I don't know the password for Bob, because I can't access the file, that's what I'm trying to do now, it's gonna be a moot point. If I type in null, failed. All right. Oh, you could have done a list? Interesting. Let's try that same command. And then not give me that option. It just went straight to the password. But that was me trying Bob. But let me try users. Again, it's asking for that password though. Can I take this window out? Is that possible? Good. Am I doing something wrong, first and foremost? SMB client. Let me make sure I spelled that right. I'm pretty sure I did. I think it would have given me a worse error if not. Ow, 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 ow. Huh. Why did it generate that now? And I like bypassed it, but before, I don't know. Oh, we're given the password for them. It's not hacking. Bah. I need to use you. I'm gonna go with this one. And then this is Bob. Welcome one. Run that same command. Paste. Nothing. Huh. What is the difference then between the two commands? Let me see. SMB client. U gives me the username, domain, password, no pass. Oh, am I able to bypass it like that? That would be crazy. But I guess that's what the SMB client is partially for. Am I spelling client right now? Client? Yeah, I didn't think so. SMB client. So SMB client, and I need the -u and then the IP address. Now, do I need to put the forward slashes? I do. 4 and 2. Can I do /u/ or not, -u dash, where's also with you, -n, n, and then do the, what is it, the name of the user, which is SMB client, the username, then the name of the user, who is Bob, and then 1234 IP address. Oops. Before IP address 12, and then what comes after the 12? Users. Oh, interesting. Users. Oh, but I thought I passed it. I thought I bypassed it by doing -n. -n? Not enough character in service. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bob, not enough blank characters in service. So, does that mean there wasn't a dash in there? Just out of curiosity, I should not be doing that on stream, my bad. Just out of curiosity, let's see. If I do this, and then I do this, and then I say, because there wasn't enough /, if I say /null, what does that produce? Not enough. If I just add more, because I'm wondering, is that a genuine error, or is that something I don't know what that means yet? Yeah, cause I thought it might be alluding to, oh, hey, you don't have enough of the /s in there. So okay. So then you put in the password, and then once you put in the password, you're given this command prompt where you're able to list. And after you're able to list, you change the directory into Bob, and then you list, and then there's a password one. Okay. But I mean, given you already have the password to it, to the user, I mean, I guess that's the case for most. Well, I won't say most, but a lot of hacking. If you get the password, if you somehow get the password, you'll be able to navigate through the system. But that I was hoping to be able to figure out the password without doing that, because essentially I think we're just gonna reconfirm what we have, but we'll see. We're gonna take out the -n because that is not needed, because we can't. Doesn't look like we can bypass it. And then this is gonna be again. We had it. It's BOB. Boom. Welcome. 1. Okay, that didn't work. So let's try this again. BOB. Welcome 1. Let's try again using the credentials. This should be the credential for Bob. Copy. What am I doing wrong that I'm not able to log in? Is there something different with my command? Can I do this? Oh, wait. How does my command differ? SMB client. I am spelling client correct, right? Yeah. -u Bob. Four of these lines, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the IP address. And then the 2, and then users. And then they plug in the password, and then they're able to navigate. Let me try this with the end. There should be no logical reason for any difference, because the end, I think, is supposed to be like, no, I don't have the password, skip the password, but whatever. Am I missing something? Session setup failed. I don't understand. Yeah, same thing. I type in the password provided. Oh, maybe I'm dumb. Maybe it's the password allocated to Bob is welcome one rather than the whole thing. Maybe that's it. And I take that back. Maybe it's not me being dumb. That I think is a logical interpretation of that being highlighted, but we'll see. That was the logical interpretation of it being highlighted, but it is the password for Bob is welcome one. From here we list, and then we go into Bob, and from Bob we're gonna list, and from here we see the password, and then we're gonna open the passwords.txt file. Open file, blah, 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 for read write F1. Change directory get, maybe it's get that I need to do. Display an option here. Why is this in alphabetical order? Let's try display. I feel like this should be a very simple question. What is the command here that I'm looking for? Oh, you know, it's probably in here. Get. Yeah, that's what I did. Oh, it's downloaded. Oops. Okay, so then from here we exit, and then we list. From here we open password.txt. And then from here we are gonna, oh, I typed in list like a ding dong. We're gonna change directory to downloads from here. What? There's nothing in downloads? Did I actually change directory? Change directory to password.txt. Yeah, I didn't think so. Not clear. What am I looking for? I had opened it up. I had this opened up. Because if we open up our... Yeah, no, that's right. What the hell? Oh, because I'm in downloads right now. And downloads is empty. Okay, so get out of downloads. Did I not get that right? I'm confused. I could have sworn that's how you get out of... Is it going to be exit? And exit did too much. And exit did too much. What were we using? Nmap? Not that necessarily matters. So essentially, we just need a terminal. I believe, anyway. So we're opening up... Right, our system, and in our system, seems like there's two files that are not relegated, or perhaps it is relegated to documents and downloads. That's what I believe. But then when I change the directory to go to downloads and lists out what's in downloads, it says nothing. This is cool. What website is this? It is Hack the Box. Hack the Box is a really, really cool platform for learning about hacking. Some of the modules I believe are free. I'm on a paid tier, so I can't fully speak to that. But it's and thank you for following. Greatly appreciate it. But yeah, it is an excellent platform for learning how to hack. And what I really like about it is that a lot of certifications don't emphasize the importance of learning practicality. But in each module, which is why I'm still so early on, well, I also did a section on Linux to get that background knowledge, because that's like critical when you're interacting with the terminal. But anyway, in each module, they go over something, essentially a lab, of going over some basic concepts of how to hack or how to understand how to navigate through a system. And then they have you do it. So yeah, so it is pretty cool, pretty cool, I'll say. Here we are. So yeah, so what we did before, I'm not sure if you were here during that time, but what we did before is access a alternative system that we were given the IP address for. That is also courtesy of Hack the Box, that offers an attack box. So we got into, yes, it is awesome. So we got into this IP address, and then we downloaded the file that had the password in it. Great, yay. I mean, luckily / unluckily, the password was provided to us, so we just needed to navigate the system from there. But that also speaks to the importance of having a safe password, because just by having the password for the system, I was able to navigate through it without actually accessing it. But anyway, once we accessed the system we weren't supposed to, our attack box, we downloaded the folder for this. So I do see it, but for whatever reason, I'm not able to open it. So I think there's a command I need to run that I'm not running. And I thought it would be relatively simple, so I'm just gonna Google this rather than braving it. Linux command for opening a file. Cat? I suppose cat. Were you? Oh, cat is the command. I'm sorry. I was being an idiot. I was like, why are you just saying cat? Cat is how you open it, silly. That's what they're saying. Download. Thank you. Oh, wait, am I in downloads? I am in downloads. So, huh. Why is it indeed in downloads? That's how I interpreted this, but maybe I'm wrong. Let me refer back to the module. I do believe you're right. That cat is exactly it. Once I read it and understood what you were saying, I was like, see, cat, right there. So sometimes I jump the gun with these sections because I just want to like hack and get my hands dirty. But sometimes I skip over some real important stuff. So what am I looking for here? So after we get into the system, we have the password. Once we gain the password, then we downloaded it with the get command. Yeah, that's what I did. Oh wait, do I need to? This is stating encryption, but I think this is a completely separate. Yeah, there's a line here, a very thin line, but there's a line here to indicate that it's a separate section. But when I try to list everything in downloads, it says that there's nothing in downloads. So change directory out of downloads. Change directory. Am I wrong? Why do I feel like I'm getting all my Linux commands wrong today? I don't know what's happening to me. I do not know what's happening to me. I am looking for not POD. Oh wait, is it PWD? I think that tells me where I'm at. Yeah, PWD tells me where I'm at. Not change directory. God, how do you back? Just Linux command back out of directory. Use double dot. Oh, just plain double dots without changing directory? Yeah, see, I'm pretty sure it's change directory double dot. But for whatever reason, that's... I feel like I'm going crazy. Yeah, CD. What? Am I going crazy? Am I going... like, I feel like I'm going insane. I know this command. Previous directory, C... to go up to the parent directory. Oh, yep, exactly. Meredi? Yes, exactly, Meredi. Yeah, there was a space that I needed. That's it reminds me of programming where like you miss a semicolon or a tab and you're like, why isn't this working? So yeah, that was exactly it. So thank you. Okay. Yeah, but if we pull up the full directory here, and then we go back to here, what we have, I think it is in downloads. So if we open, again, change the go back up here, so that way we're in the same section, because there it is. We download the file. Now I just need to access the file. I wonder if I wonder if I could just get it like this. So just cat password. I don't know if I tried this already. .txt. There it is. Fucking A. And there's our information, all sensitive like. All right. And this is their banking information. Network is blank. That looks like a company email with the local password of 123. Okay. All right. Root Bob the man root pass. that sounds right. That sounds right for somebody's password. That feels right. All right, so we got into. Oh, I needed the flag. This whole time I went for the password. We were supposed to go and connect as Bob user to get the flag, to access the folder flag and get that file. So now we need to go way back. Let me actually clear all this out. Now we need to go way back, and we need to access that same, let's see if I still have that command. Yeah, we need to access this user. The password that we had was, for Bob, was welcome1, I believe. I think I also saved this in here. Yeah, welcome1. Why am I wrong in here? What am I missing? I think I'm missing something in this command. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I have 4 /2 for the user. X for the password. I put in the password as welcome1, but I keep failing. Let's try this one. Bob welcome1. Let me take it directly. That's the only thing I can think of. Oop. No, that failed as well. Pardon. Murray. I'm butchering your name. It's too small on my screen. I'm sorry, but I don't even remember what I was gonna say to you, Red. Oh right, I'm still trying to access the system, but for whatever reason, this command isn't working. So what is wrong with this? I'm definitely using the SMB client. Maybe I have the wrong order. SMB client / IP address and then the name of the user that we're trying to access. I'm pretty sure that's what we should be doing. I'm pretty sure that's the correct order. But again, luckily we're in the same section, so I can pull that up real quick. Let me see. Bob -U. U for user. I think that's what I'm missing here. Why do we need the -U again? Let me look this up. SMB client and -U is user. Domain username. -N is no pass. Which again, I don't know what. Let me look that up because that's gonna bug me. What does -N mean in SMB client? All right, so -N, according to the searches with the is an option in SMB client when you use N and C together. That's not what I'm talking about. N and C together allows you to specify a semicolon separation of command. No, that's not what I mean. In other words, N enables non-interactable mode and C specifies the command to execute. So this is it in action. But it seems like it's supposed to be like these go in tandem, or maybe it's just a matter of how it's structured. It's a matter of how it's structured. I was misinterpreting it. Okay. Good to know. So in order to actually you put in, which I don't get why I need the -u since it also triggered the need for a password. I feel like that should be the same. Oh, what the hell happened there? I'm very confused by that. Let me clear this out. I go to school for this. This looks like a great way to get further knowledge. Thanks. Yeah, happy to help. I do not go to well. This is my school for it. I do software development as a job, but hacking has been really cool, and I really like software development, but I like to keep it as a hobby for like when I do game development, whether I'm like making a game for my kid or I'm making a game for myself. I like software development, but it feels like a artistic thing that I want to have for myself, that I like a tool for me versus enterprise. So I found hacking and got into that. But how long have you or you're currently going to school for this? Gotcha. So I imagine you're relatively young. Well, I don't know. I don't know that for a fact, and you don't have to disclose your age. That's PII information. But okay, yeah, cool. I'm happy that it helps. Hack the Box is a great resource. They also host some, and I'm doing like fucking free advertising for them. I'm in my 3rd year of college. Okay, yeah. So you're young, but not like crazy young. So yeah. But that's great. Again, you being so young, getting into this is amazing. But hack the box, bounty, CTF. I know they recently had a CTF that was like a bunch of money. Yeah, being in your 3rd year is definitely. I mean, that's great. You're on your way. So you're probably no, you're definitely 3rd year in college in the cybersecurity. You're way ahead of me in regards to this. But yeah, I'm sure there'll be challenging boxes for you to boxes for you to attack here. Again, I'm at the beginner stage. So yeah. But yeah, I know they had a CTF for a bunch of money recently. I don't know if I can find it. Nah, man, honestly, you're doing great. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, again, this is fun. So I'm happy. I mean, of course, as with all learning, there is a bit of strain with it, but that strain is directly proportional to how much you're gonna learn. So, but I appreciate it. The devil, SWE, swoo the devil, swee. I don't know. I'm saying letters. I guess the devil. I don't know. I'll go with that. But anyway, where were we? I got so sidetracked. My bad, man. Where were we? Oh yeah, I was trying to put in the password for this, but for whatever reason, that's causing that command. So let me run country tag. I'm from Sweden. Oh, Sweden! Nice. I want to say Guten Tag, but I really don't know if I'm way off base there. I'm so American. My lack of culture is embarrassing. Truly. But thank you for watching from all the way from Sweden. That's cool. That's very cool. And I hope once you graduate, you get a really good gig, with whether that be through a private company or maybe through the government, and they pay. One of my buddies from back in the day, he makes roughly 200K US dollars a year doing cybersecurity. So that's amazing. That is essentially what 100K used to be when you adjust for inflation. But yeah, very cool, man. Very cool. Anyway, so we're at SMB. Whatever reason, I'm gonna keep trying to do this the hard way when the module has some of this already outlined. Okay. So yeah, we were at SMB, but we're looking for, here's Bob, here's where we put in the password for Bob, and they utilize you. It's probably a spacing issue. I put, yes, it is an insane amount. For sure. For sure. I mean, golly. But yeah. Let me do yeah, so I mean I would love to be able to make that much, you know, I have a kid as well, so I'd love to be able to make more money. Also so that way I can focus on, like, I would love to hack and do game development for fun, you know, and for streaming and like this. Like I'd much rather do that than, you know, much respect to the companies I'm contracted out with. And I do enjoy my contracts. I enjoy the clients that we service, but I really want to focus on, you know, self-empowerment. And you being in your third year in a amazing industry, I wish you nothing but the best. That sounds amazing, and I'm so happy you're getting into it young. I wanted to be a freaking politician when I was younger. Silly. Maybe it's not as silly in Sweden, but it's truly silly in America. And where we're at politically is a testament, I think, to how silly I was. Anyway, so SMB client, we're doing the SMB client, and then we're doing Bob. The spacing. We're gonna check the spacing for this. So I have a space -u, and then, oh, I think I had Bob in the wrong location, because then it's user Bob with the 1234 / followed by the IP address, which I have in the notebook here. Copy, paste, and then the 2 / for the user, because that's the directory that we're accessing. Now I put in the password for Bob, and we see that little highlight here, which means that we're in Bob. And then from here, now that we're in Bob, we do in Bob. I'm a child. All right, welcome one. Dang it. I was so close. Turbulent times right now. Hope everything goes well for you guys. Yes, thank you very much, and I hope everything goes well for you in Sweden. I really think, and I've been called naive many times, but I really think that overall human beings are incredible, amazing creatures, and I think that no matter what craziness we go through or who we elect or don't elect, that we're gonna be okay. The human spirit is incredible. So yeah, I had that out of order before. So now that we're in Bob, let's do welcome one. Okay. We'll do Bob. Welcome one. How is it still a sign-in fail? Okay, I'm missing something. Rather than getting frustrated, get fascinated. How interesting this is. What an interesting problem I've encountered. Because I'm in the same spot. We use the SMB client to access the user that is Bob at this IP address in the user's guest directory. Given that we ran the SMB scan earlier, and we saw that this was a public directory. And then we access this to get Bob. And now that we have Bob and we have the password for Bob, we should be able to plug that in, and then that brings us to our commands where we can access what we need. But for whatever reason, when I type this in, and maybe maybe I need to do it like this. Check the spelling on the directory you're trying to access. I think you're missing an S. You might be right. You might be right. I am missing an S. Great job. you caught it immediately. I feel like a dumbass, but hey, you aren't the dumbass, and I thank you for that. I was missing an S. It's always the small details. Whatever I'm programming or something, that's when I mess up, is when I'm fucking just going all over. No, I appreciate it, Chicken Jane. I do. I'm partially joshing, partially being overly critical of myself, but that is for therapy to address. But thank you very much, Chicken Jane. I really appreciate it. Welcome one. And there it is. Exactly. I was missing an S. Chicken Jane saved the day. 10 cheers for Chicken Jane. Hip hip. All right. Well, we're in Bob right now. We pull this. We should be able to see. Oh, no, we do need to change the directory to Bob. I second guess myself. And now that we do, we can list this out. But I only see passwords. I don't see anything else. We should see a flag, right? That's what we're looking for. We're looking for a flag file. Once connected, access the folder called flag and submit the contents. So we can get the password, but we can't get the flag. When we got the password, did it have a flag folder in it? No. Why would there be a flag folder inside of a text file? That doesn't make sense. So it's not here. And these two are nothing. List. I mean, these two are nothing, right? I'm reading that right. There's zero spacing in this. But this is all that exists on Bob? Is that true? Is that possible? Okay, so we access Bob. What else did we have? Flag right here. Son of a bitch. Right here. I don't think we needed to go back to root. I think that was a mistake. But, oh no, that's fine. Yeah, we're good. So we'll change directory to flag. Now that we're in flag, let's list out the contents of flag. And now we can get the flag. Now that we have the flag, let's open that bad boy up. Let's get out of here. Can I access it from here? No, because I'm not accessing my system. Yeah. So, I'm pretty sure it's it. Okay, maybe exit. Yeah, I need to do exit. Alright, and now from here, we have our flag, and now we just need to open our flag, which is cat. Again, thank you, Miride. Red. Thank you, Red, for helping me out with that, because I completely blanked on passwords today, or sorry, Linux commands. I mean. Okay, submit, and it's right. I know it's right. Thank you. All right, now web enumeration. Great. So here we are at a web enumeration. When performing service scannings, we will often run into web services running on port 80 and 443. Web services. Don't scan through it. I'm already like, I know all this, and it's like, well, take your time. But I'm sure it is an end activity, so let me see if I can just do that. Let me see if I can do that without even reading this section, just as a way to like test myself. All right. Try running some web enumeration techniques you've learned in this section on the server above and use the info to get the flag. Oh, so I don't know what the fuck is in this whole section, but I think I can just skip this whole section if I could just solve this. So it's essentially the same technique that we were utilizing before. So first and foremost, we're gonna do an nmap scan with a bit of dash SC, a little bit of SV, and running that script, and then we're gonna grab the port numbers, and then we're gonna grab the IP address. What? I think I just did something wrong with the command. Nmap. SC was right. SV is correct. And port. Where are you, porty boy? Where are you, porty boy? I don't even see where port is. I know that's a command. I just want to make sure I'm putting it in correctly. I'm 90% sure I'm putting this in correctly. Let me see if this section even mentions it. No, it doesn't. But that's fine. I'm 90% sure on this. But something's wrong. Something I'm doing is wrong. I think S. Clear this out. Grab the. Maybe a easier way to do this would just be to pull up nmap commands. I should just have a PDF that I constantly just examine for these. What the fuck is this? Sorry. Oh, maybe I don't need that extra dash. Maybe that extra dash is boulder dash. All right, sorry. I'm sorry. The port specifications are illegal. Example of proper form is this. Okay. Pretty sure that is the IP address, so. Oh, the port that I specified. So oh, okay. Right, I'm trying to do a port scan. I'm not trying to specify a port. I know I'm doing something very simple that's wrong. I know it's a simple thing, so at least there's that. I almost want to have this. I wonder if the browser for Brave would correct my command if I just input it. Input sc-s. Oh, no. I know that's wrong. Lowercase s, capital C, lowercase s, capital V, dash P. You know what I think it is? I think I have the IP address in the wrong location. IP. Whatever, man. I don't want to download this. I just want a reference guide. I'm surprised there isn't just on the website like a flashcard for this or something. Basic nmap commands. Oh, see, PDF. Yeah, like I'm like, how does that not exist? It has to exist. Okay, this is getting annoying. It comes at the end. Yeah, I think that is exactly what my problem was. Maybe not. Nmap options require an argument. Again, something simple I'm doing wrong. I know it. I feel it in my bones. You know what? Actually, I know I just went over this, so if I just go back a section, I should be fine. I know I just went over this. Dash P dash. There it is. So what was I saying here? Oh, I had that. And then I had it like that too. Is there something wrong with the IP address that I got? Oh, there is. I think this is specifying a port number. Is it not? Yeah, I had a freaking port number in there. I feel like I'm constantly being tested with programming and with cybersecurity to be like, you think you're paying attention to details, but you're not. Like, that's what it truly feels like, a call out. All right, waiting for this scan to come back. And then once we scan it, we're going to see if, well, we'll see what we see. I know we need to work on documentation skills as well. I think they'll go over that later. I just wish they would have gone over it a little bit sooner, so that way I had a feel for it. I think Cherry Tree is an application some hackers use. Let me see here. I hate that the menu's stupid right now. Do we have Cherry Tree? No. And the only note thing is this, but that's fine. I mean, I guess that's fine. We don't need either of these right now. Wait, is this command still running? Is it still scanning? It is still scanning. Okay. About 24%, 22% done. Wow. My problem with this is, like, I don't even know if this is going to reveal. I mean, obviously it's going to reveal what ports are open, but I think more than the ports being open, I think I just need to try to run the SMB client to scan the well, then again, I don't know if SMB is necessarily doing. We'll see. In the meantime, while it runs its scan, what I can do is go over to web enumeration. So GoBuster, after discovering a web application, is worth checking to see if we can uncover any hidden files or directories on the web server that are not intended for public access. We can use a tool such as, okay, I was gonna skip over two tools that Foof, that's how I would pronounce it, Foof and GoBuster. Are they both on GitHub? Yeah. What is the documentation of this? Read me. There it is. Installation. Okay. Okay. plugging in the URL. I forgot what WC means. I know that's like a classic command. Running through the scan for this particular IP address. Path word list. Okay. And then as it goes through, it determines what exactly. I don't even know what was determined here. Okay. Alright, where are we at with the scan? 86%. Okay. It's like taking forever. Maybe that's good, so that way we can review. So there's that fluff tool and GoBuster to perform this directory enumeration. Sometimes we will find hidden functionality in page directories, exposing sensitive information that can be leveraged to access web applications or even remote code execution. That's what a scary sentence or a phrase, I guess, on the web server itself. I mean, super sexy if you're able to get into it. I'll tell you what. But yeah. Give me 1 second here, guys, while I look at this. Let's see here. Give me 1 second here. See what we can do. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna call it here because this scan is taking forever. It is 96%. So like I almost don't want to end it, but I'm pretty tired, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. So I might call it here. If that's the case and you guys enjoy the hacking stuff, dropping a follow would be greatly appreciated. Under no obligation to do so. Just take care of yourself, drink water. That's all that most ultimately matters. And if you're interested in cybersecurity, Hack the Box is a great platform for learning that stuff. So I'm a full unsponsored advocate. I should be a sponsored advocate, honestly, and not gonna lie. But yeah. It's a great platform. I'm still learning my way through, but as we saw from earlier in the stream, able to do a lot just by knowing what obviously knowing what the password is for a user is huge, but being able to also determine just by understanding the password for a particular user, what other sensitive information was accessible on the machine. So heavy importance on incorporating password managers like Bitwarrant is what I use. It's really, really good. You get one master password and then you're able to put that into a bunch of different passwords. And I will do that. So yeah, really, really good platform. I'm going to see if we can raid a buddy of mine. I say a buddy of mine, it's just a fellow game dev streamer. So we'll see. Oh, it finished scanning. Whoa. Whoa, big scan. I see why it took so long. Holy shit. Scanning way more than I intended. cool, but scanned way more than I intended. It's going to be hard to parse through all this data. I should have maybe been more specific. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to parse through all this data right now. Ultimately, what we're looking for is 4:30. Okay, yeah. Again, thank you for the support. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by and helping out with the cat. That was hugely helpful, coming in clutch. Thanks for joining in. I do this Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, game dev and hacking. So have a great night, man. And again, we're going to try to see if we can raid a buddy of mine. Thank you. Peace out, guys.
Add an assist, an aim assist, not an aim assist, but up here. So now if you aim at someone, they will
My God! Okay, it's
we
happening.
got another raid.
Everybody stay calm. What's
Jay
the
Jupiter.
procedure, everyone? What's the
Welcome
procedure?
in.
Stay calm.
Welcome in, Jay Jupiter. Thank you for choosing me as your destination. How was your stream? If you need to raid
Finn
and
is
run.
fine
Oh my
quacked.
God.
If you get a job by Christmas, I'll dress as a cat girl for New Year's Eve. Lol, just kidding. I know you'll never get a job.
That's what the raiders are coming into. You understand that these are raiders who decided to join us, and the first thing they hear is Finn dressing up as a cat girl. Anyway, how was your stream? What were you working on? If you have anything you want to share, you can send the link. If you need to raid and run, I totally understand that. It was great. And support the fellow dev. Let's go. Well, thank you. I was working on a game I'm making for my kid. Ooh. What's the game about? Also, we have a cat. Her name is Hazel. Then went into hacking on Hack the Box. Oh, nice. I Hack the Box. I know only the website Try and Hack Me, but not Hack the Box. Ooh, the player is faster. I forgot that we increased the speed of the player. So yeah, Rice, this is what we did. I added this so when you aim on someone and they're in your sight, they get highlighted and you can shoot them. And let me find someone. Here, you see. So it doesn't matter how far you are from them. If you have a clean shot on them, they will get highlighted.
Job is thumbless.
Yes. Hey Nano, how you doing? She said it's a simple. My kid is 3, so I'm having them learn letters. So I'm creating for. Oh yeah, I totally agree. Like it gives you the opportunity to create something, and it gives and your kid can use it for like learning and whatnot. So yeah. I guess I need to give the spiel again, right, for the game. So again, this is Saloon King. This is a small Western game with a 5 to 10 minute story that I made for a game jam, but people wanted more, and I wanted to work on it a bit more. So now I'm just improving on it, polishing it a bit more, fixing bugs and whatnot, and I'm putting it on Steam for free. The idea is to release it right before the winter sale. And yeah, honestly, there is not much left. So this is the idea, right? We are here. We're here. Idea to release it here, and there's not much left to do for the game. I want to improve the AI because right now they're a bit dumb. I need to add a few more Steam achievements, but that's gonna be easy. I need to, well, actually that's it. The biggest part is improving the AI. Oh, and fixing the navigation of the AI. Because right now we have an issue where the navigation system is like